So I am your host, Dr. Raquel, and welcome back to Best Life Abroad, Not Your Average Travel Podcast. This is a podcast where we unpack the real, the honest, and the rewarding parts about moving abroad. So if you are tuning in today, you're probably somewhere, maybe you're like dreaming about your move abroad. Maybe you've started your planning and researching like what you need for your move abroad. I know that you all did your homework from our last time together and you have created your move abroad timeline or set your move abroad date. Or maybe you're even second guessing, like through the tears, can I even make this happen? Can I even do this? Do I have enough money? Am I able to logistically do it? Do I have time to prepare for it? How do I even do this? So I see you, and we are going to talk you through it step by step. So today, we are going to be talking about what I think is one of the most underrated but powerful parts of preparing for your move abroad, and that is decluttering your life. I love a good declutter. Okay. And I am not just talking about your closet, although we are going to definitely get into that. But I mean the physical stuff, but also your digital declutter. No longer saying yes to these responsibilities and maybe even relationships that are just sucking your energy and time. And overall, really the mindsets that just don't fit who you are becoming. Okay. So let's get into it, shall we? Now, moving abroad, it is not just about changing your physical location, changing your address. It really is a lifestyle shift. Okay, so you are stepping into something new, and that means letting go of all of those things from the past, or maybe even in your present that you need to let go of that are no longer serving you. Okay, and so what I have seen is that the people who are able to be most successful in their moves abroad are those who are more flexible, who are more open, and who are clearer and calmer during their transition abroad. So there will be a lot of things that you're just unfamiliar with. There will be a lot of things that you will have to quickly pivot. There will be a lot of unknowns. And if you're going to be like trying to fit familiarity in the unfamiliar box, it is not going to work. Okay, so it's really about really stepping into this new phase of your life. And decluttering, it is about making space, but not for more stuff. It's about making space for clarity, for calm, and for growth. And for a lot of us, that is a very anti-American way to be. Okay. Um, every suitcase that you pack, that is a decision. You are deciding that you want to bring this into your new life. Every overcommitment that you keep, those are energy leaks. Okay, when you are planning a life abroad, you need that energy to be focused and to be clear. Now, I have told y'all before, we moved abroad with too much stuff, child. I mean, we didn't move abroad with too much stuff, but we kept lots of things here that we should have just gotten rid of. And ask my parents, they will confirm, okay? Because most of the things we had were in their garage, okay? And then like once we moved back to the US when we had our son, Um, there was even like a box. I don't even know what was in that box because you know why? It had a rat's nest inside. And so who's opening that box? Not me. So, there was stuff that we kept. We to this day we don't even know what was in it. So did we need to keep that? We absolutely did not. Okay, so we were not successful in terms of like decluttering our things. Now we moved abroad with one suitcase and one duffel bag apiece. So we were G's at what we actually brought abroad. But in terms of like what we kept, we definitely should have gotten rid of more. But we sold cars, we sold things that we had, pretty much anything that we can get rid of that wasn't really emotional, that we didn't have this emotional attachment to. We got rid of all of our clothes and things. So we did get rid of a lot, but just not enough. But one area that where I think we were definitely successful was decluttering all the things that ultimately led to like financial obligations. So we went abroad, we weren't paying for anything. There were zero bills that we had in the US while we were not in the US. And so I think that that's also really important. And even like with relationships, we were able to maintain many of our very important relationships while we were abroad as well. We had friends come visit us abroad. So yeah, I think that there are phases of decluttering. And it's not just about stuff. It's about things that really also are like drains on your emotional, physical, spiritual, mental being. Okay. Making room for like this version of who you really want to be is really, really important. And also one that I think is typically not talked about enough. Every decision that I made, I remember like it's just very like I can literally picture it in my mind. But every decision that I made, and it was very unintentional. I wasn't like every decision I make is going to align with what I want my future to be. But that is really what happened. I remember like thinking, is this going to be helpful for my move abroad or not? And if it was not, I did not do it. And if it was, then I was like, bet, let's go. And so you really need to start like training your mind to be that. So you will see a lot of your move abroad is really about what's happening in your mind as much as it is about what's happening physically. Okay. I'm all about an action plan. So we are going to keep this simple and we are going to keep it actionable. There are four areas that I want you to think about in terms of decluttering. Okay. But you don't have to get overwhelmed yet because your homework for this week is to focus on only one of these areas. Okay. So, area one for declutter is your home or physical space. So, what I want you to ask yourself is, would I pay to ship this overseas? Okay. Because you want to think about shipping things overseas in the same way that you think about credit cards. I can buy this $20 dress because it's on sale, it's cute, and I love it. But in the end, I'm putting it on my credit card. So I'm really paying $85 for this dress. Am I okay paying $85 for this dress? So this wonderful, cute thing that you got from the Dollar Tree, are you willing to pay $15 for that to pay for the shipping for it to go where you're going abroad? Because most of the time, the answer is going to be no. Okay. And you also want to think about like, what do they have in the country you're moving to? If you're going to Mexico, you can go to Costco. Okay. So you don't need to bring the whole Costco where you are to Mexico because you might be able to find it when you get there. Other places, they have soap. And if you live in the United States, it's probably better than the soap that you're already using because there's probably more natural ingredients and less toxins and things that will kill you. So things that don't serve a purpose, things that don't bring you joy, sell it, donate it, or let it go. Okay? So just start with like low stress areas, your junk drawer. You're sick of your junk drawer. I'm sick of my junk drawer. All of these expired things, things that might kill you that you just throw in there. You're like, maybe one day I might need it. Get it out. Okay? You don't need it. You haven't needed it for the last 7 years. So if you need it for next year, just get one. Okay? Because at this point, things that are taking up more space and draining your energy, it's not worth the cost of not just getting a new one if you needed it. And by that time, you might not even live in the United States. You might be a whole abroad by then. So you really don't need it. Okay? Okay. Location number two. We need to clear out your digital life. And this is the part that makes me breathe a little bit because it gives me anxiety thinking about cleaning out my inboxes for all of my emails, deleting apps. I know I told y'all before, I'm going to tell you this again. I am not the technologically savvy one. And so, like, organizing files and going through the things, backing up information. Ooh, it's not my jam, but I am doing it because I'm also decluttering my life for this good move. Okay. So you want to clean out your inbox. You want to delete those apps. You want to organize your files. You want to back up all of your things. You want a clean digital space that makes everything easier when you move abroad. The last thing you want to do is have a file that you need that you download and then it's like, oh, you don't have any more space for that. Your iCloud storage is full, which is what I just received earlier this week. So I'm talking to myself too. It is time to get some digital clarity, okay? Next is your calendar. What are you spending your time on? What are you saying yes to, either out of habit or out of guilt? Is there that person that you're like, oh, I do not want to hang out with them? Okay. Every time they are just a super Debbie Downer, they suck me dry and I leave there and I need to take a nap. Okay. Start by practicing saying no. And then you can create space for the rest. Then the time you're not spending with them, you could be spending decluttering your closet. Okay. Time is currency. Okay. Whether that's life currency, whether that's money currency, time is currency, especially during a big life transition. So you do not want to spend your time doing things that are not serving you and the goal that you have ahead. And then lastly, this is again that mindset, but letting go of the what ifs and the shoulds. Right now, I am meeting with so many people who are like, oh, I should have started this process sooner. Ugh, what if it gets worse before I can get out of here? It's not helpful. You want to let go of those things because you're only where you are. All you can do is start now, right? You can't start last week. You can only start now. So the what ifs, the shoulds, they are not helping you. They are not keeping you focused. If anything, they're slowing you down because they're taking time out of your brain being able to think through what you really want in the country that you want to live in. And instead, you're thinking about what if it gets worse. Okay. So you need to let go of all of the what ifs and the shoulds. Okay. You want to think about what relationships you have that are not helping your vision. Okay. So if you have that one person that you're like, I can't say anything about anything abroad because they're going to be like, ugh, why would you want to do that? Ugh, that's stupid. People are leaving from that country to move here. What do you want to move there for? Ugh, why would you want to be there? Ugh, what's wrong with the life you have now? You need to let them go. Might be somebody close to you, and if that's the case and you can't let them go, then just limit those interactions around your dreams. Okay, everybody can't be let into your dream. All right, sometimes you just got to let it be. And so you really want to just start assessing those relationships that really are not helping you to reach that goal either, or are just emotionally depleting you, because that also can be possible. You need people in your corner who are going to support your growth and not question it. And if you have a vision for your life and what you want your life to be, then that's your vision for your life and what you want your life to be. You could either decide, I'm not going to move forward with that vision, or you can still move forward with that vision and try to incorporate all those people who are down. Or you can just say, all right, I'm not going to move forward with my vision because this person doesn't want me to. So there really are only three choices. So you have to decide which of those you plan to move forward with. Here is what I will say. Although these are like step by step things, moving abroad can be a very emotional process. You are not just letting go of stuff. Sometimes you are letting go of just kind of like what you thought your life would be, which can be very emotional. Sometimes you are letting go of unmet expectations. Sometimes you are letting go of roles that you thought that you'd have that either you don't have, that are no longer fitting you. And so it can be an emotional process. And that's why I'm trying to help you pick one thing at a time to focus on so that you're not getting overwhelmed. And this week, your power move is to just pick one area to focus on in terms of declutter, whether that is your home or physical space, whether that is decluttering your digital life, whether you are looking at that calendar to see where is my time going, or whether you are getting rid of those negative or depleting thoughts, those what ifs, those shoulds, those people who are sucking you dry. Okay. And maybe it is just your closet. Maybe that's all you can do this week is your closet. Do it because that is one step towards the life that you are trying to live. Maybe it is that to-do list that is not reflecting your priorities anymore. Let's reprioritize, and that's okay. So you really want to start small, but you have to start because the space that you create now is what makes room for what is next. If you're like Raquel, I don't know what you're talking about. This is way too much and I don't have it in me. You don't have to figure it all out by yourself. Of course, I will help you. You can go ahead to book a call with me on my website, www.yourbestlifeabroad.com, and you can schedule some time for us to connect, and I can help you walk through where you are now and what your next steps can be. But what is most important, if you've heard nothing else that I said, please hear this. What is most important is that you are taking steps towards the life you want. Now, if this episode spoke to you, or you know somebody who keeps saying, one day I'll move abroad, that one day needs to start now, okay, with just one step at a time. So send this episode over to them, listen to it over again, just to motivate yourself. But what is most important is that you just keep moving forward. And that's it for this good episode of Best Life Abroad, Not Your Average Travel Podcast. Until next time, you keep on making space for this next phase of life, this awesome phase of life, and keep on dreaming and keep on doing one step at a time. All right. Again, if you need help, I'm here to help you make your move abroad plan. So head over to my website, www.yourbestlifeabroad.com, and set up a time to chat. All right. I hope y'all have a great week. Bye.